anime for beginners. Maybe you've seen one and don't know where to pick back up, or you've just seen none. This is 3 recommendations for 3 genres. The 3 genres are going to be sports, action, and mystery. The reason is because I filmed this video twice, and I felt like I was just personally not capable of giving the recommendations in a way that was easy to consume. So honestly, this is partly for me because it's easier for me to process, and also hopefully for you guys. Let me know if this format is easy for you to digest. I had all of my recommendations in one video. It was just too much. I was all over the place. I've done a series similar to this on my Instagram and TikTok, and I've had some people say, why on earth do you need a beginner anime guide? This is so stupid. Can't I just pick whatever and watch it? And I understand that completely, and yes, you are absolutely more than welcome to, but I just get asked this a lot. I've been watching anime since the YouTube days where I would type in Peach Girl episode 3 part 2 out of 3 English sub. I feel like there's a stigma with anime, which is honestly kind of valid because there are a lot of anime with maybe tropes or genres, and some people may think that all anime is like that, and it's not. I love anime because I feel like the storytelling is very unique. Anime has always just stood out to me as being able to deliver a message that I just haven't seen in a lot of other media forms, and I love it so much for that reason because there are so many that have made a huge impact on my life, or they're just very enjoyable to watch. I love the art style, I love the animation, I love the music, the colors. There's just so much that my cats are fighting. Something to note with anime. Episodes are typically 20 to 25 minutes each, and there are very short anime, 10 episodes, sometimes less, to hundreds to thousands of episodes. So imagine how attached you get to the characters and the journey that they're on with those longer anime. And sometimes people ask, what language do I watch it in? Do I watch it in sub or dub? That is completely your personal preference. I used to bag on people that watched in dub. I regret having such a negative attitude towards that, unless people are watching in dub, hating on it and not enjoying it. Then I would say watch in sub. But if you watch in dub and you enjoy it and that is your preferred way of watching it, it's easier for you, then please do so. I would much rather you enjoy it instead of being like, I cannot keep up with the subtitles, or I like watching while I multitask. Watch it how you enjoy it. I personally watch in sub just because I love the voice actors and that's just what I grew up with, though there are a lot of dubbed anime that are really good. I just like the original voice actors and I like the emotion that they have. So TLDR, sub or dub, try out both and see what you prefer. Let's not bag on people that are enjoying it dub unless they're bashing on the dub. And okay, anyway, I do have a disclaimer for anyone that loves anime, wants me to recommend the classics. I won't be recommending that in this video. For example, I love Naruto. Absolutely love it so much. It is one of the greatest stories ever. But because I love it, I know that there are pacing issues. You can skip filler, but you cannot skip pacing. I just don't know if I would recommend it as a first anime, but if you're willing to watch it and experience one of like the most impactful anime, please do so. I am planning on doing an anime classics video mentioning Akira, Ghost in the Shell, things like that for people that are interested in that. Hopefully that makes sense on my reasoning, but separate video than this series. I feel like we have to start with mystery because selfishly it's one of my favorite genres. I feel like there's a lot of thought-provoking questions that this genre specifically is trying to make the viewers think about. One of those being Death Note. I think this is probably like the best beginner anime to start with. Very easy to follow. It is so fascinating and the cat and mouse dynamic is very fun. Light Yagami sees this book fall from the sky and he's like, what the heck is that? Let me go check it out. He picks it up, opens it, and sees that it has a set of rules where if you write someone's name in it, and he's just like, haha, very funny. This is probably just some sort of silly prank. But he goes home and obviously can't stop thinking about it. And he's watching the news and sees that someone has taken people hostage. And let's just say Light has a very strong sense of justice and decides to test it out. And it just develops into absolute chaos, essentially. There's still debates on whether how Light decides to use it is right or wrong. And the characters in the show are very polarizing because you either love or hate them. The next one is one that I recommend to all my friends to bait them in, and it was a 100% success rate, is Erased. Erased is only 12 episodes, and everyone that I showed it to would just be like, okay, next episode. Oh, it's over? Next episode. It's a mystery with the butterfly effect. Satoru Fujinuma is trying to figure out who murdered his classmates back in elementary school. He has this ability called Revival that he cannot control. He doesn't know when it's going to come up, but whenever he sees this blue butterfly, he knows that something bad is about to happen, and he gets sent back in time to try to prevent a tragedy from happening. This is easily an anime that you could finish in a day or two because it is very simple, but it is very bingeable. And my last recommendation for mystery is Monster. Monster is perfect. I have no notes for it. Other than that, I think that the older animation style may be harder for some people. I hear some people say that the pacing is slower for them, which I personally didn't ever feel that way. I felt right off the bat very invested in Monster. It's one of the best pieces of media that I have ever consumed. Dr. Tenma is this genius neurosurgeon, and one night, two patients are brought into him. The first one that comes in is a child with a wound to his head. He came in with his twin sister who was absolutely mortified, cannot even speak. But then he gets a call from the hospital director and he's like, hey, actually the mayor needs you because you're the best surgeon at the hospital. He's engaged to the hospital director's daughter, by the way, and he's left with a difficult choice. Do I save this child and potentially lose my position, lose my fiance, or do I perform surgery on the mayor? Choices are made, and Dr. Tenma eventually becomes the prime suspect of these murders that he did not commit. Dr. Tenma is a fantastic character. The side characters and their stories are really fascinating, and it begs the question of, is there anyone that is actually truly just evil? There's a couple people that come to mind. It's a fascinating presentation of the question, and it really leaves you wondering. I love sports anime because they are so motivating, and I feel like the lessons that are taught are easy to apply. I feel like they do a really good job at developing the side characters as well as the main character, and a lot of them are very educational. Also, it makes me really interested in whatever sport it is talking about. For example, I'm reading Slam Dunk right now, and I was terrible at it growing up, but my mom played on the Honduras national basketball team when she was 15 years old, and it's really fun to think about that. Oh, hi. Hello. I feel like I haven't seen a bad sports anime so far. So there are so many that could fit in this category, but my first recommendation is Haikyuu. This is my favorite sports anime. It's about volleyball, and I did not play volleyball growing up, but oh my gosh, did it make me want to start learning. You're following Karasuno High School. They're kind of known for being not as good as they used to be. Hinata Shoyo is from this junior high school that was not good. He recruited anyone that would join the volleyball team just so he could play because he was so passionate about it after seeing the little giant from Karasuno High School play, and he was just so enamored with the sport. He trained in every possible way he could, but because he didn't really have a team that could challenge him, he didn't really grow that much. So he joins his dream school, Karasuno High. It's really fun to see the progress of Hinata. I feel like what Haikyuu does really well are the opposing teams. You just really love them. And it's kind of hard because even though you love the Karasuno High team members, you also start to really love and respect the opposing teams. The character development is very, very good, and it's one of the most beloved sports anime for a reason. Funny, great cast, amazing matches. It gave me goosebumps. Season 3 made me cry. My next recommendation is Run with the Wind. This anime is based in a college setting, which I loved because a lot of anime in general is based in high school setting, and I haven't been in high school in a very long time, so sometimes it's just nice to see people that are your age. Run with the Wind was such an amazing watch because it was like you were just watching a group of friends. I loved the relationship dynamic between all of the cast. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. Sorry. Haiji really wants to run in the Hakone Marathon, and he is recruiting anyone and everyone that he can to try to train for it to qualify for it. And it is so funny because there are characters that you can very much relate to. And there's only a few months to train for said marathon. So to watch these more beginner runners with these more advanced runners train for this is very, very fun. But there's also some more depth to it that I really enjoy. I cannot run for my life. I always twist my ankle and injure myself. So this motivated me to find some proper fitting running shoes. I've been on like 2 runs, but that is better than 0 because I essentially swore it off. And my last recommendation is Chihaya Furu. There are 3 seasons to this, and I'm only almost done with the first season, but I really enjoy this. It's about this sport called karuta. There's one person reading a poem, and there are 2 people competing against each other. They have a set of cards in front of them, and as they're listening to this poem being recited, they have to swipe away the remainder of the poem before your opponent does. I probably wouldn't have ever heard of it if it weren't for Chihaya Furu. And the visuals are so stunning. It is so pretty. And there's also some drama and romance. So next we're moving on to good ol' action. Demon Slayer would be my first pick for a good action anime for beginners. It is a very good essence of what a basic shonen is, but I feel like it does it very well. It is very easy to follow. The visuals are insane. It's animated by Ufotable, who is one of the best animation studios. The music is by one of my favorite composers, Yuki Kajiura, and I also feel like the cast is very memorable, intentionally so. Every single person is very different. Also, the main character Tanjiro is very gentle and soft and kind, and I feel like that is more rare to see in a main character. Demon Slayers hunt demons. Unfortunately, demons like hunting humans. The Demon Slayer Corps has these breathing techniques which are typically associated with an element, so fire, water, wind, etc. They obviously protect humans from these demons and also trying to figure out why are they doing this. I really like the emotional depth that the creator did with the demons because typically they are just seen as this evil, but Tanjiro has empathy towards these demons as well as a hatred for them. And I really like the way that Demon Slayer goes about portraying this. Give the first episode a watch and see if you like it. They are some of the best fight scenes I have ever seen. I just really love Demon Slayer. My next recommendation is going to be Mob Psycho 100. The main character, Mob, is this innocent, sweet boy who wouldn't hurt a fly, and he is a psychic. He has superpowers and is very, very strong. He ends up meeting Reagan, who is a con artist and tricks people into thinking that he can exorcise spirits. And he uses Mob. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Sometimes the customers are just coming in and not actually being haunted, but sometimes they actually are being haunted, and Reagan knows he needs Mob's help. I love Mob Psycho because I feel like it is very wholesome, as well as having a very funny dynamic between Reagan and Mob, and then really touching moments and great action. And there are actually genuine threats in this universe. Mob, being as powerful as he is, what impacts his powers are his emotions, and if he gets to 100%, he loses control of said emotions. Mob Psycho is very unique. And my last recommendation is actually Solo Leveling. Sung Jin-woo ends up unlocking this mysterious system that allows him to level up. It allows him to gain these powers and abilities and get strong very, very fast. I actually criticized Solo Leveling pretty heavily when it first came out. It was very popular and I was having a hard time understanding why people were hyping it up so much. I still stand by that with the first season, but I did enjoy the second season much more. People were saying this isn't meant to be this mind-blowing, amazing twist and turn story, and you can't expect every story to be like that. And I thought that was very fair criticism because that is typically the story that I look for and enjoy. And Solo Leveling is not that kind of show. It's one that you just sit back, relax, and enjoy. You don't have to think too much about it. And that was a learning lesson for me. And I really, really enjoyed season 2. It is very much hype moments, aura farming, but that may be exactly what you're looking for. And I'm really excited for season 3. I feel like I have to do an honorable mention for Jujutsu Kaisen because incredible fight scenes. Some of the craziest cinematic direction. I feel like why it's not one of the main 3 is just because for me, I feel like it can be kind of difficult to follow. And the people that I've talked to who have also seen it kind of feel the same way, though it doesn't take away from the great characters. Gojo, yeah, it's another one that I would say is more so for the hype moments, great fights, but because it can kind of be confusing, I still think Jujutsu Kaisen is worth trying out. It is very fast-paced. The power system is not very easy to understand. I don't think it really makes sense, but the producers and the animators did such a phenomenal job that it is still really, really fun to watch, and I really like a lot of the characters in it. If people disagree or have additional thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen that you think would be helpful, then please comment below. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Don't forget to turn on notifications and hit the subscribe button because that helps me out very much. I do have TikTok and Instagram as well if you want to check those out, where I post more frequently, but I really want to make YouTube the place that I post more frequently. So any last words? Are you so precious and perfect?